Welcome back, guys, to more ignorance in basketball. Now, I've been trying to make a video for a little bit, but your boy was a little bit under the weather. But I'm back in full effect, and we have some things to talk about. First off, if you hear a bunch of fucking noise in the background, I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck they're doing outside this apartment. I think they might be building a Gundam or building a fucking bridge or whatever. I don't know. It's very annoying, and it only seems to start when I start recording, but we just have to power through it. But we got a lot of shit to talk about here, people. First off, let's just take a step back and start with the Grizzlies game. Now, that was an ass whooping of greatness. That was an ass whooping of greatness. Now, I didn't want to make a video about it just because I felt bad. You know what I mean? The Grizzlies, they were missing 4 out of their 5 starters, I think. And they got their ass beat like a grown man fighting a child. And it just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? It was like, should I roast this team while they're down? Should I kick them while they're down? No. I thought we're better than that. You know, in this cult, we're better than that. But the Portland game, I tried making a video 3 times and I just couldn't fucking get through it. But this is what I need Portland fans to hear if you're listening. And I have some in my life, and I have relayed the message. They didn't want to hear it, but it's the truth. You're not on the Suns level, okay? This game was not a fluke. This is where you stand. We may be 4-5, but the Suns are still figuring it out. You guys have been a fucking team for I don't even know how long. This is the truth. The Suns are 30 whatever points better than you. All day, every day. I'm sorry, but it's just what it is. It's ring season in Phoenix, not in Portland. Damian Lillard, you should be getting some fucking MVP props. You've been balling out of fucking control, carrying this team without 2 of your top players. But even when they come back, it's still not ring season for you because it's ring season for us. So take a fucking step back and know your place. I'm sorry. And I'm not really talking to you. I'm talking to the fucking dumbasses who keep putting the Suns in the same fucking category as the Jazz and the Nuggets and the Blazers. It's like that step right below title contender. And it's disrespectful and it's inaccurate. And that game was a representation of the truth. That you guys just aren't as good. And it's fine. It's not a big deal. Don't take it personally. It's just what it is. So deal with that. Another thing. I can't believe I didn't start the video with this. We got the best fucking news in the history of the Suns. And I don't mean Chris Paul being an all-star. I'm talking about Damian Jones getting cut. Thank God. Can we give a fucking round of applause for that? Wow. When I saw that, I was ecstatic. I jumped out of bed. I jumped for joy. Like fucking Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Does he do that? I don't know. I think he does. I'm pretty sure he jumps. Oh, no, that was his grandpa. I was like his grandpa dancing and singing. That was me when I saw that on Bleacher Report. Thank baby Jesus. Now, Bleacher Report had a little thing about some of the players that could replace him. And, of course, my fucking phone just exited it when I found it for the video because I'm a goddamn professional. And they're trying to make me look bad because we're both media and they're afraid of me, as they fucking should be. But I found it as I've been talking. Okay, so first off, they got potential targets, right? Blake Griffin for a potential buy. Is Blake Griffin going to get bought out? What do they owe him, like $70 million? You think he's just going to walk away from that? Blake Griffin has not dunked in 2 years. He has not dunked a basketball in 2 fucking years. And that's actually true. I saw that on one of those bullshit shows I always make fun of. It's very ironic that I talk shit about these shows and I still watch them sometimes, but hey, I'm flawed. Okay? No one ever said I was perfect. So yeah, I don't see that happening. Like, he knows he's not gonna get, even if he finishes this year, like, is he gonna walk away from $35 or whatever $1 million next year? Nah, Is anybody gonna give that to him? If he's a buyout, nah. If he's a buyout, he's DeMarcus Cousins. I think he realizes that. You're DeMarcus Cousins, and you're probably just gonna get like maybe 10, but like minimums for the rest of your career, however long it shall be. Now, DeMarcus Cousins, I would like to see that. I guess whatever reasons, I haven't really been paying attention these past couple of days, but I guess him and Houston aren't seeing eye to eye. I would like to see Boogie on the Suns. I think that'd be cool. He could come off the bench. You're a little too slow to start. No offense, your defense ain't there, and I don't really think. I mean, do the Suns need us more scoring? I guess another option would be fine, but I don't know. Right now, I think I would definitely rather have Ayton starting than Boogie. Dwayne Dedmon. Honestly, don't know much about him. I'm not even going to pretend like I do. Ersan Ilyasova. I mean, nah. I'm not feeling that. JaVale McGee, the potential buyout, and then Aaron Baines, potential buyout. Now, I don't know much about Aaron Baines. I don't think he's that good. Now, Suns fans, I know he was on the team last year, so you guys let me know what you think. Do you like Frank, or do you like... I forgot his fucking name that fast. Aaron Baines. What do you guys think? I personally am a fan of JaVale McGee in short stints. The man has like fucking 3 rings, and it's not a coincidence. He shows up when you need him to. As goofy as he looks, and he does a lot of stupid shit a lot of the time. But if you just have him as a backup, you give him 17 minutes a game, I'm not mad at that because he's athletic as fuck and he's actually pretty good. So I'm thinking more of a JaVale or a Boogie, but then when's Sarge gonna play? Because Sarge has been hooping. So I don't know. I mean, what does this team really need? Maybe you could take some of the campaign minutes, but campaign's been hooping. We got Cameron. We already have a billion fucking threes. So really, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I love this team too much. And whoever we're going to take isn't going to be getting a lot of minutes, I don't think. I feel like this team has really good chemistry, especially with Sarge passing and Frank's minutes and campaign solid. So it's who's going to sit? We got Moore. Etuan Moore was starting on a playoff team a couple of games ago. And to start the season, he wasn't even fucking playing. And I feel like he's pretty much taken Javon Carter's minutes. And trust me, I love Javon Carter. But he's been playing better. I think we can all agree on that. He's a much better scorer, much better shooter. He's bigger. His defense probably isn't as good, but he is bigger. I think he's just a better fit. Because it's Javon Carter isn't the type of point guard that can run an offense. Moore isn't really either. I feel like he's more of a scorer, but he can do that better than Carter can. And when Payne was injured, there's so many fucking Camerons and Johnsons. It's fuck, what are their names again? When Payne was injured, Moore was the backup point guard, and he was doing a pretty good job. And I think if you had put Carter in that position to just run the offense, I don't think things are going to go well. So, having Payne and Carter as a backcourt, they're just too short. So, I like the more minutes. And honestly, like I said, I don't know who's going to sit down for any of these guys. Unless you get a Blake Griffin, but I know him and Chris Paul don't like each other. Same thing with Boogie. I'm pretty sure him and Chris Paul don't like each other either. So I don't know if they'll be willing to go to that team. How humbling of an experience would that be for Blake Griffin? Holy shit. He was basically in basketball jail for 2 years. He gets a buyout. Nobody wants him. And then he has to go back to the fucking guy he was beefing with when they were fighting who's the leader of the team. When he takes this team that didn't make the playoffs and now they're a title contender, and he has to kind of hope to be that's demoralizing. But Blake, honestly, I don't think you're going to help ring season that much. You're very injury prone. Like I said, you ain't dunked in 2 years. Your defense was never great. And I don't want you bringing your bullshit. So maybe you should just stay in Detroit, get to that bag, and keep staying in basketball prison. You got other shit. You're good at stand up. I saw it. You're a funny actor. There is more to life than basketball. Just get the check. But shout out to Damian Jones for being the real MVP and getting cut because you're terrible. Now, I know it's ironic for somebody who is as terrible at basketball as I am. Well, I'm average. I'm probably, I'm okay. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm okay. As far as like the average person, this is how good I am at basketball, okay? I feel like I can go to pretty much any park within reason. I'm not talking about Rucker Park, but any park and hold my own. That's how I am at basketball. I will never be last pick. Okay, but let's talk about. I know you guys all want to talk about the fucking all-star shit, so let's get into it. I have some unique takes because, as you know, it's ring season. It's not fucking all-star season. I don't give a shit. Chris Paul got an all-star. You already have 10. What is an 11th? Who cares? Okay? You need to sit your old ass down and relax with your kids. I don't want you fucking getting on planes, fucking up your knees and shit. You need to sit down. You need to relax. Now, for the people who are like, I think Booker should have made it over Chris Paul. I feel you kind of, but let me explain why I think the coaches picked Chris Paul. Because Booker's been, basically he's averaging, honestly, a little bit worse than what he was doing last year. I think his efficiency is up a little bit, and I think it's going to continue to go up because he kind of started off the season a little rough. Like, he started off the season shooting like 70% from the free throw or some shit. Like, you guys know that's not his typical thing. So you start off the season a little slow. It makes sense. Honestly, they both did because they're still trying to figure each other out, and there was a short break, so it makes sense why a lot of players started off a little shitty. But I think they picked Chris Paul because just the fact that one, they want to pick the fucking veterans. The young guys get screwed over a lot. Like, think about how many times Damian Lillard got hoed out of being an all-star. It was like, I feel like it was like 4 years in a row you heard like, damn, Damian Lillard so disrespected. And LeBron, cool the fuck out, all right? I'm going to get to that later, but you need to relax. Mind your own damn business, okay? But they look at, so I think it has to do with that. And I think it has to do with the fact that he took, at least in the coach's eyes, he took a team that wasn't going to make the playoffs, and then now they're a title contender. I think that's really what it is. It has a lot to do with the OKC shit last year, and he's doing it again, I think, on a higher level. So, yeah, I think it really has to do with that. Like I said, the NBA, it's always stories. Like, that's a better story. You took a team that didn't make the playoffs last year, and now they're the 4th seed fighting for the 3rd seed, soon to be the 1 seed in the West, and you're 35, and we counted you out 2 years ago. It's a better story than Devin Booker, who's averaging the same shit as he was last year, but now he's better. Why? Because you add this fucking Hall of Famer on your team. It's not necessarily because of you. Even if you're playing the best, you were doing the same shit last year. So who gives a shit? To them. Obviously not to me. Now, let's talk about Booker getting snubbed. Hot take, I think this was the best thing that could have happened for this channel, for this cult, for the city of Phoenix, for the state of Arizona. And I think that's it. I think that's a list. Because look, this is how I see it. All right? Devin Booker always has a fucking chip on his shoulder. He always has a chip on his shoulder. Similar to Damian Lillard. And I actually remember when Damian Lillard would get snubbed, those a couple games after All-Star break, this motherfucker was dropping 50-point games like it was nothing. He's pissed. Even if he doesn't want to say it, he's like, you motherfuckers are disrespectful, and I'm going to prove to you why you fucked up. That's what I want. That's why I'm like, LeBron, shut the fuck up. Kindly and respectfully. With peace and with love. But shut the fuck up, all right? Let him feel disrespected. Let him feel like nobody fucking gives a shit what he's doing. Good, because I want him to prove it. I want that chip on his shoulder because that just gives him even more fuel, and he's going to be hooping even harder than he's been hooping. And this man has been hooping. Did you see that Portland game? They put Damian Lillard on him, and he's like, "Do you know who the fuck I am? Get these fucking quick 3 post-ups for a quick 6 points. Do you know what you're doing? You're going to put a 6-foot guard on me? Silly. Stop it." And he busted their ass. He had 17 in the first fucking quarter. It didn't matter who was on him. That's what I want. And I want him to feel disrespected. I think that's better for all of us. And let's just talk about these last 3 games, the Portland, the Grizzlies, and the Pelicans game. Now, I really couldn't. Now, all of these teams were beat up except for the Pelicans. But I really feel like that Nets game was a blessing in disguise. I meant what I said in that video. And that was a hard video to make. I recorded that video like 3, 4, 5 times. But yeah, I really think that stuck in their brain because, as you guys know, pretty much every team that the Suns have lost to, except for like that Clippers game maybe, has been shitty. They show up for the good teams. Like they beat the Sixers. They beat the Bucks. You know what I mean? They damn near beat the fucking Clippers. I think if they had played that game now, even if they were down 30, they win that game because their late game execution is better now. But you guys get what I'm saying. They don't show up for teams that they don't give a shit about. And I think losing to that Nets team really stuck in their brain because they've been taking these shitty teams seriously and just blowing them out the fucking water. So, like I will continue to say, I'm very proud of this team. I mean, the 1 weak link, you know, and it's like 300. He's the fucking guy who can't lift the damn shield up. They got rid of him. Even if they don't replace him, having 4-on-5 is better than having Damian Jones. He's so bad. He's so bad. I one time saw this man set a screen, right? And he had his hips face the other way so much that the guy went through him. Like, I'm not talking about like X-Men through him, but I mean like he literally went through the screen. Like that's how big of a fucking gap there was between Damian Jones and whoever he was screening. The guy went through both of them. And I'm like, how are you so bad? You can't even I've never seen that in my life. You're that bad at setting screens. A motherfucker went through the gap between both of you? That's a joke. The guy will play 10 minutes, 0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds, 0 blocks, 4 fouls. I'm like, oh my God. How is this even possible? Why don't you just go play tennis or some shit? Clearly you don't like basketball. Clearly you don't give a fuck. You're not in the gym. You're not working on anything. Okay, let me relax. Why am I going off on Damian Jones? He's hurting right now. He just got cut. Okay, I don't need to kick the man while he's down. I will rejoice. But I don't need to kick the man while he's down. That's wrong. But you still suck. I'm sorry. But honestly, in short, this team looks fucking unbeatable. I really, truly, in my soul, I don't see a team that I don't think if the Nets are playing well, fuck the Nets. If the Suns are playing well, that they can't beat. Like, they look really fucking good. And it's not just because they're shooting at a high clip. Like, even when they're not shooting well, I think their defense is good enough and their offense is diverse enough where they don't have to just depend on hitting threes all the time. You know, they have good cutters in McHale. They got great ISO players in Book and Chris Paul. Chris Paul can slow the fucking game down. He can get that mid-range shot anytime he wants. You got Ayton he's not an amazing post-up player like on centers, but if you have a pick and roll and there's a small man on him, that's fucking a quick 2 points every time. We still got to work on the man. He can't catch the ball for shit. I don't know what's up. I don't know if he has fucking oil on his hands before he plays the game or what, but got to work on that. But he's getting better, especially defensively. He's been pretty good. I have no complaints. Well, I'll always have complaints, but he's been good. So, I mean, Jay Crowder's defense is amazing. Cameron Johnson's playing better. Cameron Payne's hitting his fucking threes. He's getting more confident now. The chemistry between Booker and Chris Paul is PH nominal. I mean, this team is firing on all cylinders, people. All cylinders. So, Lakers, you should be shook. Anthony Davis ain't the same as he has been last year. Will he show up in the playoffs? I don't know. I hope not, if I'm being honest. But even if he does, I'm not that scared. Sarge is playing great. Everybody's playing good. And like I said, the one guy who couldn't lift that fucking shield up, he gone. So, I don't know. I've kind of been rambling on for 20 minutes. So, I'm going to end the video here. Suns versus Charlotte today. We'll see how that goes. Am I afraid of a rookie? Fuck no. I have watched 0 Charlotte games this year. I've seen some highlights, but you guys know highlights don't mean shit. So I'm going to end it here. We will see you after the Charlotte game. Peace.